The NCCAA and Bob Jones University promote good sportsmanship by student-athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student-athletes, coaches, or team representatives are grounds for removal from the site of competition and other disciplinary actions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Conestee Park for today's game featuring the Ohio Christian University Trailblazers and your Bob Jones University Bruins. Let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Trailblazers. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 16, Scott Moats. Batting second and playing right field, number 4, Matt Keener. Hitting third, the designated hitter, number 25, Ben Starrett. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 31, Ridge Clark. Hitting fifth and playing catcher, number 26, DJ Crocker. Batting sixth and playing second base, number 28, Andrew Keener. Hitting seventh and playing center field, number 21, Stephen Larkins. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 6, Matt Bradley. And batting ninth and playing third base, number 3, Carson Burke. On the mound for the Trailblazers, number 17, Logan Smith. And now the starting lineup for your BJU Bruins. Leading off and playing left field, number 2, Isaiah Brent. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 23, Angelo Gomez. Hitting third and playing first base, number 14, Caden Kennedy. Batting cleanup and playing third base, number 42, Evan Johnson. Hitting fifth and playing catcher, number 19, Cody Kirkpatrick. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 3, Sam Gonzalez. Hitting seventh and playing shortstop, number 1, Mannix Crawford. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 24, Elijah Medrano. And batting ninth and playing right field, number 17, Kyle Prowse. On the mound for Bob Jones, number 5, Mac Carroll. At this time, we ask that you please stand for a word of prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Dear God, we are thankful for this opportunity to glorify you through the game of baseball. We ask for your hand of protection over these athletes as they compete, and above all, may everything said and done here be glorifying to you. In Jesus' name, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play ball.
Yesterday's loss might have you thinking downcast thoughts about the Bruins baseball team, but that might just be because you looked at the final score. This Bruins team is full of talent, excitement, and energy, and they feel the target on their backs. They are confident that they'll find their first win of the season today in our doubleheader here at Conestee Park. It is an absolutely perfect day for some baseball, so I'm glad we got 2 games to enjoy. My name is Trenton Goldsmith, welcoming you to what could be a very exciting day. Batting order for the Trailblazers looks a lot like yesterday. Many of the same players, some of them in different spots. Batting first, number 16 shortstop Scott Moats, number 4 right fielder Matt Keener, 25 DH Ben Starrett, 31 first base Ridge Clark, 26 catcher DJ Crocker, 28 second base Andrew Keener, 21 center field Steven Larkins, who had an absolutely incredible day yesterday with 2 stand-up triples with 2 RBIs to go with them. Number 6 left field Matt Bradley, and playing third base, batting ninth, number 3 Carson Runk. On the bump today for the Bruins is one pitcher that gets his praises sung by head coach Kyle Morrison. Matt Carroll making his collegiate debut today for the Bruins. Rumor has it he can touch in the 90s when he's pitching, and he has a lot of control. He played center field yesterday, but on the bump today. And here we go. His first pitch. That was pretty fast, but in the dirt. Down for ball 1. Cody Kirkpatrick is the other side of that battery, the catcher for the Bruins. He's been the catcher for a couple of years now and continues to be an absolute rock back there. Great pitch, foul tipped into the glove for strike 1. First strike of the day. People are starting to file in here at Conestee Park. A lot more people today than it was yesterday, just because of the beautiful weather we have. And it's also a Saturday, and it's also in the afternoon, not 11 o'clock in the morning, so we got to love that too. That one's hit foul. And an early 1-2 count from Matt Carroll against the first batter of the game. Scott Moats started the game yesterday with a strikeout looking. Carroll wants that same kind of result right here. Taking his time. And here we go. Here's the 1-2. And it hits him. So Scott Moats is going to have a leadoff hit by pitch. Part of me thinks that Carroll just thought a little bit too long about that pitch. He was standing on the mound, ready to wind up for a good 5 seconds. So now he's got to find that rhythm. Matt Keener now up for the Trailblazers. Moats leading off of first base, gets checked back. He's back in time safely. That's Caden Kennedy over playing first base for the Bruins today. Evan Johnson moved to third base because of the injury of Conley Burke. It was a game-time decision. Burke was originally in the lineup to start at first base just to limit his movement, but game-time decision, Caden Kennedy taking over for his collegiate debut. That one barely missed. That looked good from up here, but just outside. So it's a 1-0 count. Matt Keener yesterday went 3 for 5 with an RBI. Here's the 1-0. That one also barely outside. Trying to paint that corner. Frame job attempted by Kirkpatrick, but the umpire didn't want to call it. The 2-0. Keener might be looking to swing. He does. It's hit foul. So now it's a 2-1 count. Same kind of sign calling as yesterday for the Trailblazers with the series of 3 numbers. What does 2-2-3 mean? Good check back to Moats, keeping him on first base. I wonder if these numbers really come from somewhere, like their area codes or something. I don't know. 2-1 count from Carroll. That is right there. It's just not getting called. All 3 balls of this at bat have been the exact same spot. Yesterday they would have been called strikes. I know that for sure. But a little tighter strike zone today to start. Keener crowding the plate to try to push him outside again. Here's a 3-1. Tip back. Goes off of Kirkpatrick. And that'll be a full count. How aggressive will Carroll be on this full count early in the game? Moats going. That's ball 4, so Kirkpatrick won't throw. 2 leadoff base runners for the Trailblazers with a hit by pitch and a walk. Not the most ideal start for Carroll. Faces an early jam with some early pressure. Now going against Ben Starrett. Went 2 for 5 yesterday, but led the team in batting average and RBIs last season. So everyone knows he can hit. Moats off second. Keener off first. Keener has a sizable lead at first base, looking to get a head start. Here's Carroll on the stretch again. And apparently the outside edge is a little wider against a left-handed hitter than it is a right-handed hitter. That's called for strike 1. The 0-1 is tipped back into the glove. So now it's an 0-2 count. Last time Carroll was ahead in the count, he hit Moats. Wants a different result here. Here's the 0-2. That one was behind them, and the runners are going to advance. So now no outs. Runners on second and third. It's a 1-2 count. Kirkpatrick gives a little encouragement. Calm down a little bit. Definitely not ideal. And now the Bruins have to protect. Corners are in. Here's the 1-2. Gets him down swinging. Caught by Kirkpatrick. That's what we want to see. Carroll with the first strikeout, first out of the day.
Now batting for Ohio Christian, number 31, Ridge Clark.
Ridge Clark 3 for 5 yesterday. Swings through that one for strike 1. Clark was a relief pitcher last year for the Trailblazers, has played first base in each of the opening games. Getting a lot more at-bats to start this season. And two whiffs to start this at-bat. A strikeout here would be huge for Carroll to get 2 outs and not allow these runners to advance. Here's the 0-2. Here's a big pitch. Off speed. Got to change up high and in. Not quite in the strike zone, though. So it's a 1-2 count. It's a good spot for that. Don't want to give him a meatball on an 0-2. Here's a 1-2 now. That one's on the outside corner. Carroll gets him looking. Huge strikeout from Matt Carroll A lot more comfortable for the Bruins field now. 2 down with DJ Crocker coming up.
Number 26, DJ Crocker.
1 out away from getting out of this early jam. So now the corners are back. Crocker swings through that one. I think Carroll's starting to find that rhythm. Here's the 0-1. Inside. Blocked by Kirkpatrick. Yesterday was a rough day behind the plate for Kirkpatrick. Allowed a pass ball to score a run on a situation very much like this one. But he assured me he's going to do everything in his power today to not let that happen. That one's in there for strike 2. Here we go. Can Carroll strike out the side after getting into a jam? The 1-2 from Carroll. Outside. 2-2 count. Another good spot for that. He had a couple balls to spare. Matt Keener leading far off of second base, so he's looking to score on a base hit. Crocker swings through that one. Matt Carroll comes up big time, gets out of the jam with 3 straight strikeouts, and that gets the Bruins dugout ready to go. We're going to come back at the bottom of the first inning. The Bruins looking to get an early lead. Back for the start of the bottom of the first inning. Let's look at the Bruins batting order. Zay Brandt leading off in left field. Angelo Gomez batting DH. Caden Kennedy playing first base. Evan Johnson playing third. Cody Kirkpatrick catching. Sam Gonzalez moved over to center from right field yesterday. Mannix Crawford back at shortstop. Elijah Madrano at second base. And batting ninth is Kyle Prouse in right field. So again, a little shifts in the lineup from yesterday. A lot due to the injury of Conley Burke. So Zay Brandt's going to lead off here. Has usually hit in the 9 spot. Bats lead off. First one is a grounder gathered by Moats over to first base. Gets him. So first pitch, first out for Logan Smith on the bump for the Trailblazers. That brings up Angelo Gomez. Quick fact about yesterday. The Bruins only struck out 3 times from the plate. So that means 24 of the 27 outs of yesterday's game was the ball was hit into the field. That one's called strike on the outside. That was not called a strike for Carroll, but is called for Smith. 0-1 count. So the Bruins hit the ball well yesterday. They just hit it right at people. There were some rockets, especially toward Andrew Keener at second base, who made a couple incredible plays to get some outs to limit Bruins' offensive momentum. Here's the 0-1 to Gomez. Gomez lets that one go inside. So it's a 1-1. On average last season, the Bruins struck out just over 6 times per game. That one's a rocket through. And it took 4 innings for the Bruins to get a hit yesterday. It takes less than 1 today. Angelo Gomez gets on first base. Brings up Caden Kennedy, his first at-bat of the season. Gets the start today. Up until about 10 minutes before the game, Conley Burke was going to start at first, but Kennedy gets there on a game-time decision. So now Gomez off of first. Kennedy looks at that one outside. So far, an inconsistent outer edge of the strike zone, but Kennedy gets the benefit of that one. Kennedy's a freshman from Myrtle Beach, so he's probably loving the sunny weather here today. 2-0 count. Good off-speed pitch by Smith, cutting in towards Kennedy. That's always a hard pitch to hit. Off of a lefty especially, having a slider or curveball come at you like that. 2-1 count. Same kind of pitch, but too high. So now it's a 3-1. Kennedy in a big spot here. Walk or base hit would be big for the Bruins as long as he gets on base, because Evan Johnson is coming up next. I did not see that one off the bat. That one goes foul. There's a few of these foul balls that go straight back or out of play right away that it's hard to see off the bat. It's sunny out. And also the ball kind of blends into the field a little bit. Here's the full count. Hit straight up into the air, shallow center field. Wow. And Steven Larkins comes all the way in to get it. That one hung in the air for a while, out number 2. And now Evan Johnson up.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 42, Evan Johnson.
Johnson started at first base yesterday, made a couple big plays over there, but gets moved to third today. Apparently that's his preferred position. That one's a strike, just not caught by Crocker. So new day, new catcher for the Trailblazers. Haga was there yesterday. Crocker there to start today. We might see Haga in the second game. Here's the 0-1 from Logan Smith. And swung through. A balk was called before the pitch. So Gomez now in scoring position. Johnson can hit him in with a base hit. So the count should be 0-1. I'm going to assume it's because he didn't pause for a full second in the stretch. So Johnson with a big opportunity here to get Gomez in for the first run of the season. Down in the dirt, blocked by Crocker. Crocker kind of got lucky. He got down there. That was an awkward gather. Instead of going down, he kind of stood up and got his glove in front of it. Quick meeting between Crocker and Smith, trying to figure things out. So we're at a 1-1 count, 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Smith now in a small jam. That one's up in the air for ball 2. Evan Johnson, I was told, hit in the 600s in batting average in the inter-squad play before the game started. Check swings, that goes all the way through for strike 2. Yesterday, Johnson struck out twice. Here's the 2-2. Hit toward Moats. Moats gathers, throws the first base, and gets him. So the Bruins also leave one in scoring position. Both defenses and pitchers got out of them. And we're headed to the top of the second, still 0-0.
At the end of the first inning. Ohio Christian, number 28.
Back for the start of the top of the second inning. Carroll came up big at the end of last inning. 3 straight strikeouts to end it. That one's fouled back into the net. Andrew Keener up for the Trailblazers. Back at second base today. Again, like I said, made some big plays there yesterday. Off-speed pitch almost brushes past Keener, but goes inside. 1-1 count. That one also inside. Carroll is getting real close to hitting another batter. The 2-1. Another inside pitch. So now Carroll faces a 3-1 count. Has to find the strike zone here or else it's going to be a leadoff walk for Keener. And that one, I'm pretty sure, hit him. So 4 straight, very inside pitches. The last one finally brushes Keener, so he's going to, the Trailblazers are going to start another inning with a leadoff hit by pitch. Larkins now up, and again, Larkins had a day yesterday, smashing the ball. 2 stand-up triples with a single to go with it. Keener leading off first. Kind of surprised Larkins is still batting 7th in the order. Usually when you have a day like that, you move up to the 4 or 5 spot. But they keep him at 7. And he's up with no outs in the top of the second inning. Swung to that outside pitch. Good pitch by Carroll. 1-1 count. Great pitch by Carroll. Larkins looks at it go by. 1-2 count now. Carroll looking for his 4th strikeout of the day. tries to paint that outside corner. There's just an inconsistency on that outer edge of the strike zone today. I mean, they look great from up here. There were a couple of strikes on the outside edge called last inning, but that one's not. So now it's a 2-2. Blocked by Kirkpatrick. Larkins forces a full count. This could be an identical start to last inning if Larkins draws a walk. Big full count, Keener going. That one's called ball 4. Cody's not going to throw to second base. So again, an identical start to the top of the first inning. Here in the top of the second, hit by pitch and walk. We know how it ended last inning. Let's see if Carroll can come up with 3 straight strikeouts. Matt Bradley, the left fielder, up. Meeting between Kirkpatrick and Carroll. You can see the frustration on Carroll's face of not getting any of those outside pitches. The umpire getting impatient, coming to end this meeting. Getting going here again. Corners in again. Middle infield back. They're going to force a bunt. That one goes foul. So Bruins defense playing for bunts again. Trailblazers did this yesterday to force the runners over to second and third. Let's see if Bradley goes down for bunt again. He does. That one a little bit too inside, so Bradley pulls back. Keener off second. Larkins off first. The 1-1. Another pullback. Two 2-1 count. Bradley pulls to bunt again. That one's foul, so Carroll escapes that one. So now Bradley's facing a 2-2 count. Probably not going to square to bunt again. I don't know what this meeting's about. The umpire's going to brush off the rubber, probably just to see it. So with 2 strikes, Bradley's probably not going to square to bunt, so Carroll escaped that one for now. If he gets Bradley out, Runk will probably try to do the same with 1 out. 2-2. Here we go. Gets past Bradley. Strikeout for out number 1. 4th strikeout of the day for Carroll.
Now batting for the Trailblazers, number 3, Carson Rock.
So Carson Runk now up in the 9 spot. 1 out. So potentially could lay down a sac bunt again. He stays back. Swings through, strike one. So he's not going to lay down a bunt. So runners still on first and second. Here's the 0-1 from Carroll. Off speed, wow. That messed up the rhythm of Rugg. That swing looked awkward. Never liked swinging a bat like that. He's gonna not like himself for that one. Because if he stayed back on that, he could have turned on that pretty easily. But he was expecting fastballs, so he was going all in. The 0-2 for Carroll. So a pitch violation was called against Carroll. So that's going to be a ball. So now it's a 1-2 count. Good block by Kirkpatrick. A balk is called against Carroll. Didn't come to a full complete stop in his stretch. So it's the same kind of balk called on Logan Smith last half inning. And Coach Rulapaw is going to come have a meeting with Carroll at the mound. So runners advance. We're looking at the exact same thing as last inning. Hit by pitch, walk, strikeout. And now potential for another strikeout to match last inning as well. The double play opportunity is done. So now this strikeout would be huge if Carroll can get it again. The umpire taking another 60-foot walk out to the mound. He's getting his steps in. He's done that twice now. I think they know how long a mound meeting is supposed to last. So good 240 feet walked by the umpire. It's quick math on that, by the way. Here's the 1-2 count. Runners now on second and third. Outside for ball two. The 2-2 now. Got him swinging. Strikes out Carson Runk. We got two down here in the top of the second. Brings up the top of the order Scott Moats, who got hit by the pitch last at bat.
Now batting for the Trailblazers, number 16, Scott Moats.
Same opportunity that Carson Runk had with two runners in scoring position. Could get the Trailblazers on the board first. First pitch by Carroll, grounded. Medrano going over to it. Medrano dives, gets it. Can he get there in time? He can't. Good play to get the ball by Medrano. That limited it to one run. So Larkin stops at third, but the Trailblazers do get on the board by the RBI single by Scott Moats. Again, that diving effort by Medrano kept the Trailblazers from scoring another one. So we're not going to have an identical inning as last inning. Matt Carroll will now look to limit damage here. Scott Moats leading off of first. Is probably going to look to steal second. Nope, he stays. In the dirt, blocked by Kirkpatrick. Here's the 1-0. That one finds the outside edge. Seen about 8 other pitches there today. Only one other one has been called a strike. The other 6 have been called a ball. So again, pretty inconsistent to start. Violation called of some sort. Couldn't really tell who that was on. I don't really know what just happened there. So I'm going to just assume it's a 1-1 count. It is a 1-1 count. Hit into the stands for strike 2. Carroll can end the inning here and limit the damage to 1 run. The 1-2 from Carroll. Gets him looking inside. Carroll, 6 outs, 6 strikeouts. Gets out of the inning, only allowing 1 run. Bruins look to answer in the bottom of the 2nd.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 19, Cody Kirkpatrick.
Cody Kirkpatrick leading off the bottom of the 2nd inning for the Bruins. Still looking for his first hit. Hits that one into the air, but it's going to go out of play. Can anyone figure out what note that was off of the bleacher? I was told an E flat by a sport management major. He knows his music for sure. So we're facing a 0-1 count to Kirkpatrick. A little pause in the windup by Smith. Did not help him out though. So it's a 1-1 count. That one's outside, gets away from Smith. 2-1 count against Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick uses his expertise of the strike zone to help him out and stay patient at the plate. Here's the 2-1. Swings at that one outside. So now it's a 2-2. Kirkpatrick and Smith in a battle. Hits that one out of play, continues to fight. Right near the concession stand, almost hit the grill. The smells coming off that grill right now are immaculate. I mean, it just smells like a baseball game right now. 2-2 now, again. That one's battled off by Kirkpatrick. Foul ball again. Hasn't gotten to one of these pitches on time. He has gotten contact 3 times, but been a little late to all 3, causing it to go out of play on the right side. The 2-2 again. Ball outside. So now it's a full count. Big full count to start the inning. That one's outside. Kirkpatrick gets it going with a leadoff walk. Again, he knows his strike zone as now a 3-year starter at catcher for the Bruins. Brings up Sam Gonzalez, playing center field today, played right field yesterday, but due to the lineup shifts, gets moved over to center. He's transitioned from a middle infield position last season and now running for the Bruins as a courtesy runner is Max Lucien. Checks Lucien back right away, and Lucien gets there in time. Before the game, if you guys watched yesterday, you know at the last out of the game, Lucien got doubled up when he was attempting to just start running on a fly out. Then he fell going back to first base, so he got thrown out at first base for the last out of the game. This morning before the game, they paid their respects to the spot on the field he fell at to try to get away from any sort of karma. It was actually a really funny moment. Oh, what a bunt by Gonzalez. He might get there. Oh, it's an overthrow. Gonzalez going to second. Lucien going to third. Lucien's going to go home. Oh, Gonzalez going to third. It's all the way in. Lucien scores. Gonzalez stops at 3. Lucien with the speed. It's a 1-1 ball game. That bunt by Gonzalez was perfect. I mean, no better placement. It made Smith try to make a quick throw, but you know as a lefty to try to turn your body like that, throwing over to first base is not easy. Super off target, goes all the way down the line. And now there's a runner on third, no outs. And Mannix Crawford up for the Bruins. The infield is in. Actually, the corners are in. Middle infield stays back. Crawford now up to the plate. I can't talk. That's a grounder to second. He's going to get out at first, but that gets a run in. The Bruins are in the lead.
For the Bruins, number 24.
So only one out. Bruins 2 runs on the board. Elijah Medrano up for the Bruins. Hit a double yesterday and then got stranded on third. Hits that one up the middle. That one's going to get through. Was talking to Coach Morrison before the game, and he was honestly pleasantly surprised at the way Medrano carries himself, motivates himself. Went through some health issues last year, didn't allow him to play, but he's here doing everything right on the defensive side and offensive side. And now he's on first base. Kyle Prouse up now with 1 down. That one's outside. Prouse, a perennial runner for the Bruins, has some speed, starting in right field today. Medrano leading off first base. Logan Smith facing a 1-0 count. Prouse hits it in the right field, shallow. That one's going to get down. Medrano gets the second in time. 2 runners on. Prouse gets the start, and Prouse gets a hit.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 2, Isaiah Brandt.
Top of the order, back up. Zay Brandt looking to do some damage. .297 career batting average. 1 down. Swings at that off-speed pitch for strike 1. Medrano off second, Prouse off first. There is speed on the base path. Brandt swings through that one for strike 2. Brandt has to battle, 0-2 count. Looks at that one up, leaves it for the Birds. 1-2. Smith in the stretch. That one's hit. That one gets through the legs of Ronk at third base. Medrano's going to round third. Coming home. What a throw. But he gets cut off. Medrano scores. Now we got a pickle. Prouse in it. And he gets out. But that hit by Brandt gets Medrano in. Bruins lead 3-1. I think that throw home by Bradley from left field could have gotten Medrano at the plate, but Logan Smith cuts it off. I mean, it does lead to an out, but it also gives the Bruins a run. The Trailblazers were trying to call time for quite some time, and they finally get it called, and they're going to have a meeting at the mound after giving up 3 runs here in the bottom of the second inning. This is the kind of offense the Bruins expect to have all season long. Again, they hit the ball so well yesterday, just not away from people. Now they're hitting away from people, they're scoring runs. So don't for one second doubt the offensive ability of this Bruins team just by looking at the score of yesterday's game. You know, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. There's a thing that we used to say all the time up until about a couple years ago when SOL, meaning same old Lions. When the Detroit Lions would play, they would, get us excited about maybe winning the game, but then not. They'd rip our hearts out. We go same old Lions. I've heard that, same old Bruins for this baseball team. It's not the same old Bruins. Nope. It's a new era of Bruins baseball, so you better get excited about it, and you better come out to Conestee Park and support them because there is so much energy here right now. I mean, I wish you could feel it through a screen, but it's nothing like it is here at the that was the closest foul ball that's ever come to me. I was almost there, but just out of reach. Almost grabbed that one. That was close. Angelo Gomez is up for the Bruins. 2 outs. Zay Brandt leading off first base, excuse me. That one is outside. Too far outside for a ball. So it's a 1-1 count. Tipped by Gomez. Off the helmet. Crocker. 1-2 count. Logan Smith looking to get out of the inning here after giving up some runs. Checks back Brandt. Brandt gets back in plenty of time. Brandt might be looking to run. He does. Swung on by Gomez. Gomez hits it to Runk at third. And the throw by Runk a little into the dirt, but scooped up by Clark. So the Trailblazers finally get out of that one. But that's not before the Bruins put 3 on the board. And we're headed to the top of the third inning with the Bruins leading 3-1.
Chick-fil-A of Taylors is a proud partner of your BJU Bruins. Chick-fil-A of Taylors is located just a few miles from BJU on way to Hampton Boulevard. Check them out today. Chick-fil-A of Taylors. Eat more chicken and go Bruins.
Back for the top of the third inning. Carroll's still on the mound. That one's grounded. Johnson charging. Johnson over the first base. That one's in the dirt. Ben Sterrett's going to go over the second base and get on second base to lead off this inning. Could not be scooped up by Caden Kennedy. So now that brings up Ridge Clark. So leadoff runners, nothing new to Carroll. He's had a leadoff runner each of the first 2 innings. He's only given up 1 run. Should mention he has 6 strikeouts. Rich Clark was one of those strikeouts, now up looking for a different result with Ben Sterrett leading off second base. That one goes over the head of Clark. It's a 1-0 count. One-0 from Carroll. Blocked by Kirkpatrick in the dirt. So far, Kirkpatrick staying true to what he told me this morning, not letting anything past him all day. Two-0. Hitters count for Clark. Looks at that one down for 3 straight balls by Carroll. A walk here wouldn't be all that bad besides just putting another runner on base. It would give double play opportunity, force out everywhere. Here's a 3-0. Swung on, 3-0, green light. Trying to got him at second. Good heads-up play by Johnson. Gets Sterrett out leaning. And now Ridge Clark takes second base for free because no one was there. That was just a weird play altogether. So good play by Johnson to get the lead runner Sterrett at second. But then they stop paying attention and Ridge Clark just goes to second base, so we're back in the same position but with 1 out. So it's going to bring up DJ Crocker. Clark now on second. Blocked by Kirkpatrick. Keeps Clark there. I'm still surprised that Ridge Clark had a green light on that 3-0 count. That one's hit right at Carroll. Carroll knocks it down. Carroll over to first base. Gets him. So now 2 down. Clark advances to third base. Good instincts to knock that down by Carroll. Now facing Andrew Keener with a chance to get out of the inning without giving up a run. Keener was hit by the pitch his last at bat. Ridge Clark 90 feet away for making this 3-2. First pitch by Carroll. In the dirt, blocked by Kirkpatrick. Absolute brick wall back there so far today. I should remind everybody we are playing 2 7-inning games. So it's a 1-0 count from Carroll. Up in the air for ball 2. That one's tipped back into the net for a 2-1 count now. Carroll looking to battle back in this at bat. Get out of the inning. Give the Bruins a chance to extend the lead even further. 2-1 from Matt Carroll. Hit, foul ball down the line. So now Carroll 1 strike away. Two-two count. Matt Carroll looking for a 7th strikeout of the day. Here we go. That one's up in the air. Kirkpatrick showing off a little bit of athleticism on that pop time. Not quite pop time. Pop time is something different, but you can call that pop time, getting up in the air. Pop time 2.0, I guess you can call that. Full count. 2 outs. Runner on third. Fouled back, out of play. So the count will stay 3-2. Kirkpatrick going out for a quick meeting, knowing the magnitude of this at bat. Let's see if our home plate umpire makes another 60-foot walk. Stays put. Kirkpatrick back to the plate. See if the conversation paid off. 3-2 again. Matt Carroll delivers and hits them. So 2 at-bats for Keener, 2 hit by pitch. 3rd hit batter of the day for Carroll. Doesn't help out Keener's batting average, but does help his on-base percentage. Technically 0 for 0. Doesn't even have an at-bat on the day, technically. So there's still 2 outs, runners on the corners. Keener might be looking to steal second to put some more pressure on. Pitches outside. This is not the person you want to face in Steven Larkins. He's been seeing the ball very well. Just walked in his first at-bat. Another violation is, I don't know what any of these mean. I think Coach Morrison's going out to check on that right now. So here we go again. That pitch is in there for strike 1. We have a 1-1. There goes Keener. And Kirkpatrick lets him go. Swung through by Larkins. So now a 1-2. Carroll 1 strike away again. Right fielder Kyle Prouse moving towards center. Here's the 1-2. Took it out of another jam. Down in the dirt. So it's 2-2 count. Here's Matt Carroll. Striking him out, looking. I would like some mac and cheese with extra cheese, please. Matt Carroll gets out of another jam. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd. Bruins still lead 3-1.
number 14, Caden Kennedy.
Caden Kennedy leading off for the Bruins here in the bottom of the third inning. The Bruins looking for some more runs. That one's fouled off the foot. We got a dog somewhere in this park barking. Right behind the Bruins dugout. Definitely saying go Bruins or something along the lines of that. Maybe he wants to be the next Air Bud. I don't know. Even though the Air Bud baseball movie was a little weird. Oh, 0-1 count. That one's outside. Kennedy stays down. Kennedy flew out to shallow center as first at bat. Swings through that one. Kind of turned his head off of it. Now he's facing a 2-strike count. 1-2. Smith delivers. Hit. Moats knocks it down. Moats throwing over to first base. Past him. And Kennedy's going to stay at first. So Kennedy gets a leadoff single. So the plays that the Trailblazers were making yesterday in the field, they haven't made so far today. Couple field errors. That error is going to go against Scott Moats, who is nearly invincible at shortstop yesterday. Caden Kennedy leading off first. Johnson fouls that one into the Trailblazers dugout. Johnson grounded out. He's still looking for his first big contact moment of the season. He knows he can hit it far. Everybody knows he can hit it far. Still looking for it. Here's the 0-1. Off speed outside and in the dirt. 1-1. Johnson, hard grounder. Diving play by Runk. Runk gets the first one at second, and Johnson gets the first in time. So the Trailblazers do get an out. Good play by Runk over there. Good heads up to throw over to second, get the lead runner. So that's a fielder's choice by Evan Johnson. And Kennedy's going to go back to the dugout.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 19, Cody Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick was walked in his last at-bat on a long at-bat. Again, he knows his strike zone. Evan Johnson off first. Kirkpatrick swings at that one. That's high into the air to right field. And that one's dropped. Misjudged by Matt Keener. And they got Johnson at second base anyway. You know, that's just an unlucky placement there. Johnson's not going to even start running to second because that looked like a routine fly ball to right. Keener drops it and gets Johnson at second. And honestly, that's probably exactly what the Trailblazers would want. So we got 2 outs. Lucian back in to run for Kirkpatrick. Gonzalez at the plate now. That one's in there for strike 1. The 0-1 to Gonzalez. In there for strike 2. What a pitch by Logan Smith. High swing by Gonzalez. That one's down the line. Fair ball. Lucian is at third. He gets stopped at third, and Gonzalez stops at second. So Gonzalez with a single and a double. so far today. In his first at-bat, he laid down that perfect bunt for a single. Move over to 3 on the bad throw.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 1, Mannix Crawford.
Mannix Crawford now, 2 ducks on a pond. Runners on second and third. Base hit would probably score both. Crawford grounded out in his first at-bat. But here he can make the score 5-1. Here's the first pitch to Crawford. Looks at that one for strike 1. I'm still shocked Gonzalez swung at that ball. That one was above his head. Hey, whatever works. He finds contact, finds some green. Works out in his favor. Here's the 0-1 to Crawford. Oh. 1-1 count. Crawford looks at that one down in the dirt, 2-1. Medrano's on deck. Hit a single in his first at bat. 2-1 to Crawford. Crawford thought about it, leaves it up. So now the hitters count of 3-1. Crawford looking for fastball middle in. That's exactly what he gets, but he just looks at it go by. Full count. That was a good pitch to hit, but he remains patient. Full count, 2 outs, 2 runners on, second and third. Smith delivers. That's a little blooper, and it stays up in the air for a long time. Larkins comes in and gets it. The Bruins threaten to score a couple more, but the Trailblazers get out of it. The score is still 3-1, headed to the top of the 4th.
At the end of the third inning, Bruins 3, Trailblazers 1. Leading off for the Trailblazers, number 6, Matt Bradley.
Matt Bradley leading off here in the top of the 4th inning. Trailblazers have left, I think, 4 runners in scoring position so far today. Due to the great calmness Matt Carroll has under pressure. Bradley is Carroll's one of 7 strikeouts. Just unreal. Shows up in the big moments under pressure. That one's tipped back into the net. 1-1 count. The 1-1 from Carroll. In the dirt, blocked by Kirkpatrick. So now 2-1. Oh man, that makes him fall over. I don't think he was expecting that pitch at all. Down goes Bradley for a 2-2. I think Bradley was expecting an off-speed pitch. 2-2 by Carroll. Strike 3. Matt Carroll, strikeout number 8.
Now batting for the Trailblazers, number 3, Carson Rump.
Runk looking for a better result than last time, also struck out in his first at-bat. Tries to lay down a bunt. That one goes down the first base line and foul. Good thought. It did catch the Bruins defense off guard. If that was fair, probably would have been safe. The only thing about that is bunting down the first base line with the screaming Bruins dugout almost basically in his face. Here's the 0-1 by Carroll. That one's outside. Kirkpatrick, unbelievable job back there. There's no one on base. He could let that one go by, grab a ball from the umpire and go, yeah, here. But instead, he uses those as practice, knowing that time's going to come where he has to block those. The 1-1 from Carroll, outside. The 2-1. Grounded up the middle. Runk gets a single. No real damage done for Carroll. Except the fact that Scott Moats, the top of the order, up again for the Trailblazers. He's gotten on base both at bats, hit by a pitch and a single in his last at bat. They're pulling Evan Johnson in on third in case Moats wants to try to move Runk over. Good block by Kirkpatrick. Runk going because it gets 2 for out in front of him. So Runk's now on second in scoring position. Trailblazers have had this opportunity each of the first 3 innings. The 1-0 from Carroll. In the dirt again, blocked by Kirkpatrick again. Two-0 count. Pitch is just high and out of the zone. So now Moats facing a 3-0. Ridge Clark swung on a 3-0 pitch. Let's see if Moats does the same. Moats lets it go by for ball 4, 4-ball walk. And now runners on first and second. And Coach Morrison going in to go get Carroll. And I'm pretty sure Noah Weaver will be coming in. So Carroll will exit. And this is just something really cool to see. Coach Morrison is going to let Matt Carroll give Weaver the ball. Pass off, good pitcher for good pitcher. What a first career start by Matt Carroll. Ends with 8 strikeouts on the day. Got out of plenty of jams. And he's going to get a good reception by the Bruins dugout and Bruins fans. And now we have a pitching change. Noah Weaver coming in for the Bruins. Solid lefty, senior season. By ERA, the best pitcher last season for the Bruins. Doesn't really have control issues. His fastball is straight, so it's easy to see, but he has gotten stronger, put on some muscle, put on some weight, and he's ready to go for his senior campaign. Registration is now open for Bruins summer camps. Learn from our coaches and Bruins athletes to grow your game. Register today to take advantage of an early bird discount. Learn more at bjubruins.com/camps.
Now pitching for the Bruins, number 6, Noah Weaver. Trailblazers. Number 4, Matt Keener.
So Noah Weaver now on the bump for the Bruins. Here's the situation, one down. Top of the fourth, Bruins up 3-1. Carson Runk off of second base, Scott Moats off of first base, and now Matt Keener up 0 for 1 with a walk and strikeout. First pitch by Weaver is fouled back into the wall for strike one. Always an encouraging sight when the first pitch by a new pitcher is a strike. The 0-1 from Weaver, just high. Be a 1-1. Tip back into the net, or into the glove, excuse me. 1-2 count. See if Weaver tries an off speed here, if he's going to go to his trusty changeup. The 1-2. Gets him swinging. Continues the trend of strikeouts today. Strikes out his first batter. Keener going back to his dugout empty. Brings up Ben Sterrett.
Trailblazers, number 25, Ben Sterrett.
Sterrett with a single in his last at bat. Lefty on lefty. This matchup favors Weaver. Swung through by Sterrett for strike one. The 0-1 from Weaver. In the dirt, blocked by Kirkpatrick. Outfield obviously playing shifted over. Infield stays about the same. The 1-1. Tipped back. And now Weaver up in the count. One-two count for Noah Weaver against Ben Sterrett. To get out of the inning. Here he goes. Down in the dirt, caught by Kirkpatrick, 2-2. Bruins dugout. Making some noise. The 2-2 from Weaver. And hit out of play. So we're going to have another 2-2. Runners return. Runk back to second. Moats back to first. Here it is. Hit into the air. It's a pop-up in the infield. Johnson and Crawford both there. Crawford calls off Johnson. He catches it. And the southpaw, Noah Weaver, comes in and cleans it up. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth inning. Bruins still leading 3-1.
for the
Elijah
Bruins.
Medrano leading off the bottom of the fourth inning for the Bruins. Hit a single in his first at-bat, hit a double yesterday. Hits that one through the gap of the infield and a leadoff single. Medrano's bat is on fire. That's all you need. Base hits like that score some runs. Medrano leadoff single.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 17, Kyle Prout.
Kyle Prouse also hit a single in his first at-bat. A bloop shot to right field. Medrano leading off first base now. Logan Smith still pitching. That one's hit to right field a little deeper. And Matt Keener gets under that one. Doesn't drop that one, so Medrano returns to first. Solid contact from Prouse. But a fly out. Zay Brandt up. Got a single in his last at-bat.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 2, Isaiah Brandt.
1 for 2 on the day. He also hasn't found the big contact that he's been wanting, that everyone knows he has. Maybe today's the day. Big swing by Brandt. The 0-1. Inside for a strike. I mean, that looked a little too inside. But it goes Logan Smith's way. 0-2 now. Brandt has to battle. That one's outside. Definitely far enough outside for a ball. Gomez on deck. He's 1 for 2. And it's a 1-2 count. That one's outside. Crocker thought about checking back Medrano to first, but holds on to it. Looks like the Trailblazers are going to try to have Smith go as long as he can. There's no one in the bullpen warming up. It's now a 2-2. Brandt hits it sharply to third base. Runk gets it. What a hit by Brandt. That was flying off the bat in the hot corner. But Runk didn't even have to move for out number 2.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 23.
Oh, those outcomes are always so disappointing. Such solid contact. If that got past Runk, that would have been an extra base hit. Brings up Angelo Gomez. Medrano stealing. Medrano will get there. Throw goes past, but he stays on second. He would have gotten there anyway. So now Medrano in scoring position for Gomez. I don't doubt Morrison over there on third base will send Medrano home on a base hit. 1-0 count to Gomez. Gomez lets that one go down. Medrano is going to go to third on the pass ball. Good heads-up base running. That one was kind of hard to see from his angle because it kind of just dribbled through the legs of Crocker. So now Medrano 90 feet away from scoring and putting the Bruins up 4-1. Needs a little help from his friend Angelo Gomez. Now the hitter's count of 2-0. Smith delivers. Outside, high and outside. Crocker has to stand up to get that one. And in fact, they're going to just intentionally walk him, give him the last ball. So Gomez goes to first. Runners on the corners with 2 down for Caden Kennedy.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 14, Caden Kennedy.
Gomez putting on his sliding mitt. Will probably try to steal second. He stays at first. That one's up in the air for Kennedy. 1-0 count against him. And it's almost like I spoke it into existence. There is now action in the bullpen for the Trailblazers. Gomez leading off first base. Kennedy hits it, little dribbler to second, and it's just going to be flipped over. In fact, Keener's going to take it himself, so the Bruins come up empty, threaten again, leave another runner on, but they still lead 3-1, headed to the top of the fifth.
At the end of the fourth inning, Bruins 3, Trailblazers 1. Conveniently located off of I-385 and just 5 miles from downtown, the Courtyard Greenville Haywood Mall Hotel wants to give you 10% off of the best available daily rate. Their on-site bistro serves Starbucks, breakfast, and dinner with a seasonal outdoor pool with fire pit and grill available. Learn more at Marriott.com.
Noah Weaver back on the mound for the Bruins to start the top of the fifth inning. Came in, got 2 straight outs to end the top of the fourth. Score is still 3-1. The Bruins had a chance to score more runs last inning, but kept them on. Ridge Clark leading off for the Trailblazers. Weaver's first pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Clark 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice and a strikeout. Oh, it's hit straight into the air. Caden Kennedy coming in to get it in the infield. Gets it. Route number 1.
Now batting for the Trailblazers.
And now Crocker comes up. Crocker a strikeout and ground out today. Weaver throws it in there for strike 1. Paints that outside corner. Deal 1. Hit in the center. Gonzalez is there. Hard hit ball. Gonzalez didn't have to move that far. Catches it for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down to start this inning for Weaver. It's got to give him a little comfort. And now Andrew Keener up. He's going to need some ice after this game. He's been hit by a pitch twice in his first 2 at-bats. That one's up in the air for ball 1. Andrew Keener is the Trailblazers version of last year's Chad Bain on the Bruins. That one's staying in. Kennedy can't get there. Kennedy had to slow down a little bit for the fence, or else that would have been a very painful experience for him. So now it's a 1-1. One from Weaver. Hit sharply through the infield. And Keener's now 1 for 1 on the day. On base percentage is 1,000. So he gets a 2-out single for Steven Larkins next.
Now batting for the Trailblazers, number 21, Steven Larkins.
Larkins hasn't hit the ball like he did yesterday so far. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Keener leading off first. Weaver goes 2 overhead. on the delivery. It's up for a ball one. Fouled back into the net. That one almost went straight through like the small hole that we have in our net right there. That was very close to going through and into the stands. Luckily, I don't think there's anybody in range that would go straight at, but you never know till it happens. Here's the 1-1 from Weaver. Hit foul down the third base line. Now Weaver's ahead in the count. One-two from Weaver, 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Just high out of the zone. That was a pretty pitch. Good spot on a 1-2 count. Just too high. Still has a ball to spare before a full count. Here's a 2-2. Keener's going. That one's foul tipped. So Keener will make his return to first base. Two-two count again. Keener back at first base. Weaver looking to get out of the inning. He delivers. Hit down the line again for a foul ball again. Good battle by Larkins. Two-two for the 3rd time in a row. Weaver again. Just high and inside. I mean, these are barely missing. I think they're the right calls. They are correct. They're just a little too high. But probably just by about an inch. So now it's a full count with 2 outs. Keener's going to go on to delivery. Hit the right field. Prouse is back on it. Prouse near the wall, catches it for out number 3. Noah Weaver remains calm against the long at-bat against Larkins, and the Bruins still leading 3-1, headed to the bottom of the 5th.
Now pitching for the Trailblazers, number 45, Reed Evans.
Back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Reed Evans now in the game on the mound for the Trailblazers. So Logan Smith's day is done. Pitched 4 full innings, allowed 3 runs. This is Reed Evans' first action of the season. Evan Johnson leading off for the Bruins. The pitching and defense has been incredible for the Bruins so far. The offense has scored enough to keep the lead, but would definitely like some more to be a little bit more comfortable in the final innings of this game. So due up for the Bruins, Evan Johnson, Cody Kirkpatrick, and Sam Gonzalez. Johnson still looking for his first hit of the day. Reached on a fielder's choice in his last at-bat. Grounded out in his first at-bat. So he's hit the ball. Just looking for a first official hit. And he looks at 2 straight strikes. Good start by Reed Evans. The 0-2 from Evans. Gets Johnson swinging on outside pitch. 3 straight strikes to start this inning by Reed Evans.
Cody Kirkpatrick.
So Kirkpatrick and then on deck Gonzalez. They've both reached both at bats. Kirkpatrick is 1-1. 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. He looks at that one outside. He knows how to work a count. Here's the 1-0. Swings at that one. That was a pretty pitch by Evans. Kirkpatrick couldn't get his barrel there. Kirkpatrick gets that one into left center field. He's going to have a single. Maybe he thought about a double, but he's going to stay at first base. Good base hit, solid contact by Cody Kirkpatrick. He's 2 for 2 on the day. And now Sam Gonzalez hitting a single and a double. And Max Lucien getting all the courtesy runner time he wants. Now his 3rd time on the base paths running for Kirkpatrick. Gonzalez with a double in his last at-bat. Would be huge for the Bruins here. 1 down in the bottom of the 5th. That one's outside and in the dirt. Caught by Crocker. Here's the 1-0. That's outside again and low. 2-0 count. Crocker tried to frame that up. Was close, but called a ball by the umpire. Here's the 2-0. Gonzalez might be looking to swing. And he leaves that one. Lets it go by for strike 1. 2-1 count. And Gonzalez's double in his last at-bat. He swung at a pitch over his head. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how he hit it, but he did, and it worked out just fine. Here's a 2-1. Gonzalez keeps that one down. Now he's facing another hitter's count, 3-1. Looking over to Coach Morrison on third base for his sign. Three-one count. Looks at that one outside. So back-to-back base runners for the Bruins. Gonzalez still at 1,000 on-base percentage today. Brings up Mannix Crawford. Still looking for his first hit of the season. 0 for 2 so far today with a ground out and a fly out. A hit would be big here. 1 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lucien off of second. Gonzalez off of first. Crawford leaves that one high and in for ball 1. Crawford, a great defensive shortstop. Contact hitter. Just needs to hit it where a fielder's not. That one's on the outside corner for strike 1. In fact, coach for the Trailblazers called his outfield in. 1-1. Hit in the shallow center. And that one's going to get caught by Larkins. So another contact at bat for Crawford. Just can't get on base. 2 down now in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 24, Elijah Medrano.
Medrano again. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. He's been seeing the ball great in the first couple of games. And that one hits him right at Medrano. So that's a quick at-bat for Medrano. Base is now loaded for Kyle Prowse. Prowse with a huge chance here. Bruins, another chance with runners in scoring position. They need to capitalize to make this game a little bit more comfortable for themselves. It's 3-1 right now. A base hit could score 2. Here's the first pitch from Evans. That's a dribbler to third base. Oh, and they say he missed the tag. He missed the tag. He's safe at third. So the Bruins score. Prowse with an RBI single. Coach is out to challenge that, but the field umpire had a good angle on it. Maybe they're saying that Gonzalez was out of the base path, but he has every right to be a foot out of the base path when a tag's in the base path. So he can't be called out there. I think the result's going to stand. You could tell Carson Runk was fielding that to tag out Gonzalez, kind of played back on it to wait for Gonzalez to come to him, but he missed the tag. Conversation is still going on. Coach Evan McDonald pleading his case. Goes back to his dugout. And now the umpire's having a conversation. And they call Gonzalez out, so that's going to end the inning. So reverse that. Bruins still up 3-1. So apparently the case by McDonald worked after a conversation. So after all that, we're headed to the top of the 6th inning. Bruins leading 3-1. So Ryon Kojima is going to lead off for the Trailblazers, batting in place of Matt Bradley. 47 coming in for 6.
Entering the game for the Trailblazers, number 47, Ryon Kojima.
Weaver's still on the mound for the Bruins. 6 outs for a win. First one is just down out of the zone for ball 1. Coach McDonald hoping for a better result for Kojima than what Bradley had. He was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. This at bat starts 2-0. Weaver throws a strike. Both teams have had lots of chances to score some runs, but neither team can capitalize. That one's up for ball 3. Score's been 3-1 for quite some time. The 3-1. In the dirt. Leadoff walk. Kojima gets on base. Brings up Carson Runk, who ended up getting that last out of the inning.
Now batting for the Trailblazers, number 3, Carson Runk.
Still not entirely sure what happened to change that call. I'll check between games and let everyone know. Huge lead by Kojima. Weaver might check him back. He does. Almost gets him in time. If that throw was a little lower, Kennedy would have been able to get the tag down quicker. Kojima being risky over there. That one's fouled off. It's going to go out of play. So it's a 1-1 count, or 1-1 count. To Runk. 1 for 2 on the day, single and strikeout. Kojima with a lead on first base, not as sizable as the first one. Here's the 0-1. Hit deep in the left field. Brandt's going back. Brandt stops, he's under it, and he'll corral it in for out number 1. Deep hit by Runk, but not deep enough. So now Scott Moats is up. He's gotten on base all 3 at-bats through 3 different ways, hit by pitch, single, and walk. So there's 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. That one's hit in the shallow right. Brandt coming in to get it, but he dropped it. And it's fair. Brandt had to come a long way to get it. Loses his hat in the process. So Moats gets on base through another way, an error. So now runners are in first and second, 1 down for Matt Keener. Matt Keener's 0 for 2 with a walk. Has a couple runners on. 1 down. Weaver's still doing pretty well on the mound. Great changeup for strike 1. The 0-1. Fouled out of play for strike 2. So now Weaver has an 0-2 count. Would be a big strikeout here. Weaver delivers. Hit into the air to right field. Kyle Prouse coming over. Kyle Prouse corrals it in. Runners will tag. Or at least Kojima tagged. Moat stayed at first, so now runners on the corners with 2 outs for Ben Starrett.
Now batting for the Trailblazers, number 25, Ben Starrett.
So Moat's on first, Kojima on third. Ben Starrett 1 for 3. Weaver now in a jam. Down in the dirt, blocked by Kirkpatrick. These are the pressure moments that decide the game. The 1-0 from Weaver. That clipped Starrett's elbow. So now that loads the bases with 2 outs. It's a force out everywhere. Ridge Clark steps to the plate.
Now batting for the Trailblazers, number 31, Ridge Clark.
Clark 0 for 2 with the fielder's choice. So similar opportunity here for the Trailblazers that the Bruins had last inning. Good block by Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick's going to go have a meeting with Weaver. So last half inning, the Bruins had the same opportunity. Originally scored a run, but it was called back after the conversation between umpires. They called Gonzalez out at third base on the force out or on the tag. So the score is still 3-1. A base hit could tie it at 3. But there are 2 outs. Force out anywhere. And Weaver has done good so far. And now in a big jam here late in the game. (1-0) to Clark. Tipped. Foul ball. 1-1. (1-1) from Weaver. Dribbler back to Weaver. Can Weaver knock it down? He throws it to first. Can't get scooped. 2 runners score. Now they're rounding third, and they're going to stop at second and third. This game is tied at 3. So now the Bruins go into the bullpen again. Weaver's going to exit. So now Starrett's at third base. Clark is at second. Still 2 outs, tied at 3. So Weaver's going to exit. He pitched well. It's just that one play that just happened where the throw got away to first base to end the inning. I think he reached his pitch count on the day, so we're going to have a pitching change. Looks to be Jason Quillen coming in for the Bruins. We'll be back after the change.
Now pitching for the Bruins, number 9, Jason Quillen.
So Quillen now on the mound for the Bruins. Gets put in a sticky situation. The game is now tied at 3. There are 2 outs, though. DJ Crocker up for the Trailblazers. And a base hit can put the Trailblazers up at least 1, maybe 2, if Clark can get in. Quillen obviously does not want that to happen. Here's his first pitch, off speed. Crocker was early on it, tips it out of bounds. Foul ball. When you call basketball and soccer interspersed with baseball, it all becomes the exact same sport to you. Here's the 0-1 from Quillen. Another off speed, and another time where Crocker was just way too early. And now it's a mind game. Will Quillen throw 3 straight curveballs, or he's going to go with a fastball? 3 straight curveballs for strike 3. Quillen comes in, gets out of the jam. We're tied at 3 going to the bottom of the 6th inning.
For the Bruins, number 2, Isaiah Brandt.
Well, it's these kind of games that get you to the edge of your seat. Say Brandt leading off in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now tied 3-3. Trailblazers were able to tack on 2 runs to tie it in the top of the 6th. And Reed Evans starts this inning the way Jason Quillen ended last inning with a breaking ball for a strike. Zay Brandt hit a rocket to the hot corner his last at bat. Little pause and play for the umpire to write something down. I think he was marking down the timeout called by Zay at the plate. And now we're back. 0-1 count from Evans. That one's going to hit Zay Brandt. Leadoff base runner for the Bruins. That's what you want. Evans tried to match Quillen and throws 2 straight breaking balls, but that one gets away. Brings up Angelo Gomez. 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. One time he's gotten out was a ground out. Brandt leading off first base. Gomez goes down to bunt, goes off his bat. Back into the wall, so it's strike one. A sac bunt to move Brandt to second would be big, especially with still no outs. It's the second batter of the inning. So Runk's playing in to start. Let's see if Gomez squares up again. He does. Gomez pulled back. Very smart by Gomez. It's a 1-1 count. Usually inside pitches like that are the ones you want to bunt the most, but works the pitch count a little bit. 1-1. Runk playing in. He squares up. And it doesn't get fair. So now it's a 1-2. Takes away the sac bunt opportunity. So now Gomez is going to have to fight. Brandt goes back to first base. Reed Evans now with a favorable count. 1-2, none down. Gomez hits it high to left field. Bradley going back. Bradley is under it. For out number 1. Solid contact by Gomez. And Brandt stays on first base. And now Kennedy.
Number 14, Caden Kennedy.
If anything, just do something to move Zay Brandt over to second base. Checks back Brandt. And that throw is on target. That could have gotten Brandt at first. He had him leaning to start. Now finally after a brief pause, first pitch to Kennedy. Kennedy swings, that one gets through the infield. So Zay Brandt now at second. That's a single by Caden Kennedy, his second of the day. Brings up Evan Johnson. Zay Brandt in scoring position. Evan Johnson still looking for his first hit.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 42, Evan Johnson.
And Coach McDonald's going to make a pitching change. So it looks to me like Ridge Clark is going to go into pitch from first base. They're going to bring in number 22, Zach Gomersall, to play first base to replace Clark, who is replacing Reed Evans. So Coach McDonald hoping this pitching change gets him out of this jam for a chance to take the lead in the top of the 7th inning, which is the last inning in this ball game. Rich Clark was a relief pitcher last season for the Trailblazers. This is his first time on the mound in this early season. We'll be back in just a minute.
Now pitching for the Trailblazers, number 31, Ridge Clark. Clearing for the Trailblazers at first base, Zach Gomersall.
Back from the pitching change, you may have seen Rich Clark throwing some submarine pitches. Did seem to have a pretty good pace on it. In his pitching last season, he pitched 28 2/3 innings, had a team's best 5.65 ERA, gave up 0 home runs, 25 strikeouts, and 19 walks. So it's not a new position for him. He knows what he's doing. Good pitcher, but in a tough spot here, Evan Johnson up with 2 runners on. And that one finds the bottom of the strike zone for strike 1. A delivery like this is going to mess up your timing, but it does take pace off the ball. Again, not quite as fast as a normal pitcher, but difficult to see off the hand. And that one is low for ball 1. Because at first it almost looks like he's throwing up at you, almost like what it would be like hitting against a softball pitcher, but the ball dips. And that one's in there for strike 2. So in softball, a pitch is going to come at you, up at you, and keep going up, whereas this one comes up at you and dips down. The 1-2 count for Clark. Johnson hits it. Is it deep enough for runners to tag? It's in right field. It's caught by Keener. Zay Brandt going to third, and he gets there. And this is the batter you want for the Bruins today. Cody Kirkpatrick. Cody Kirkpatrick at the plate. He's 2 for 2 with a walk and 2 singles today. Zay Brandt 90 feet away from a Bruins lead. Another single by Kirkpatrick will give him the lead. Caden Kennedy still leading off first base. Zay Brandt off a third. Clark delivers. And that pitch goes through for strike 1. It's a good, pretty pitch. Kirkpatrick looks at it. 0-1. Huge moment here. 0-1 count. Outside for ball 1. 1-1 count. Bruins just need a base hit. The 1-1 from Clark. Outside. Kirkpatrick might be the most patient batter on this Bruins roster. He's going to make Clark work for it. It's a 2-1. Kirkpatrick swings through that for strike 2. Two count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 3. Runners on the corners. Kirkpatrick in a big spot, Clark in a big spot. Who's going to win this battle? 2-2. Ball outside. Clark thought for sure that was strike number 3, but instead that forces a full count. So Kennedy is going to be going on this pitch. Full count, 2 outs. Time to battle for Kirkpatrick. How's this going to end up? 3-2. That's hit toward first base. And newly subbed on Gomersall gathers it and takes it himself for out number 3. So Clark gets out of the jam. We're still tied at 3, headed to the top of the 7th, which might be the last inning, but it might not be.
And check out the Bruins website for all the latest information on your BJU Bruins. There you'll be able to see results of games, feature stories on players and coaches, and so much more. That's bjubruins.com.
Back in the very tense top of the 7th inning. Again, since this is a doubleheader, this is the last inning of the game. Keener up to bat first for the Trailblazers. Quillen still on the mound for the Bruins. His off-speed pitch has been fire. It's now 4 straight off-speed, 4 straight strikes. Grounder, foul. Quillen ahead in the count 0-2 to start the top of the 7th. First fastball of the game for Quillen goes high for ball 1. Keener's gotten on base twice from hit by a pitch, once from a single. The 1-2. Outside. 2-2. Huge pitch here, 2-2 count. Slapped in the right field, Prowse grabs it for out number 1. So first time Keener doesn't get on base today. Brings up Steven Larkins, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Came up huge yesterday, hasn't seen the ball the same today. Quillen looks to keep going. Off speed, gets it in there for a strike. The 0-1 from Quillen. That one is rocked deep to left field. Zay Brandt at the wall, on the track, and he catches it. That was a foot away from going out. And Zay Brandt remains calm near the fence, 2 down in the 7th. And all Bruins players and fans collectively breathe a sigh of relief. That ball was rocked by Larkins. Brings up Gomersall, his first at bat. Ended the inning last inning with a play at first base. Facing an 0-1. Doesn't find the strike zone, just outside. 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1. That one nearly brushes Gomersall inside for a 2-1 count. Going 3 up, 3 down here would really be big for the Bruins to not just face any pressure on the top of this inning. Off speed in there for strike 2. Jason Quillen has that perfect release point today. 2-2. From Quillen. Outside. Full count. Here we go. Hit chopper. Crawford scoops it off the ground. Crawford the first base. Gets him. No! The speed from Gomersall beats out the throw. That was fielded exactly how it should have been by Crawford, getting it off that second bounce. But Gomersall shows off the wheels.
Now batting for the Trailblazers, number 3, Carson Runk.
Runk now up to keep it going for the Trailblazers. Gomersall on first. Blocked by Kirkpatrick. It's important here that the Bruins remain calm after missing an out like that. Runk taking his time to get back into the box. Runk 1 for 3 on the day with a single, fly out, and strikeout. There goes Gomersall. That's hit high, deep, right field. That one's going to get down. Gomersall stops at third base. And the top of the 7th is still going. So now runners on the corners with 2 outs. This inning started exactly how the Bruins wanted it to, getting 2 outs to start. But since I've given up 2 base runners, Scott Moats now up. He's reached base on all 4 at-bats 4 different ways. Hits that one right back to Quillen. Quillen's going to take it himself and gets out of it. Huge moment for this Bruins defense. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. All the Bruins need to win is 1 single run. Let's see if they can do it. We'll be back in just a minute. Pressure is on. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Sam Gonzalez leading off for the Bruins. Ridge Clark still on the mound for the Trailblazers. All game long, the Bruins have gotten runners in scoring position but couldn't get them home.
Leading off for the Bruins, number 3, Sam Gonzalez.
All they need is 1 run to win this game. Gonzalez has gotten on base all 3 at-bats with a single, double, and walk. Looks at that one for strike 1. The 0-1 count to Sam Gonzalez. That one's down for ball 1. 1-1 count. Coach Morrison pleading with his dugout to get excited, making some noise. 1-1. Gonzalez hits that down the line, goes foul. So now he's facing a 1-2 count, exactly what Ridge Clark wants. The way Clark throws, he really only has 1 pitch with a changeup. Just all in placement. Here's the 1-2. That one's hit. Pop up in the infield. Will it get out? What a catch! Wow! An absolute play by Zach Gomersall. Wow. Gomersall came all the way for that, sliding right in front of the Bruins dugout for out number 1.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 1, Mannix Crawford.
Mannix Crawford. Huge chance to get on base here. Hasn't done it yet. Looks at that one for strike 1. Again, contact hitter. A ground out, 2 flyouts. Here's the 0-1. Swings through that one for strike 2. Clark's in a rhythm. Time to battle for Crawford. Crawford thought about it. Great placement and pitch by Clark. Crawford holds back. Medrano on deck. The 1-2 to Mannix Crawford. That one's high and out. Now a 2-2 count. Battle's still going. Clark delivers the 2-2. Off speed. Too low. Patience by Crawford forces the full count. Big pitch here. Can Crawford get on base? Here's the 3-2. Chopper over the head. Moats comes and gets it. Moats slings it over to first base. And that's out number 2. Crawford trips over Gomersall's foot. So now 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. None on for the Bruins. Medrano up for him. 2 for 2.
Number 24, Elijah Medrano.
With 2 singles and a hit by pitch. Umpire's time. Medrano looking to start a 2-out rally. Here's the first pitch. Looks at that one down for ball 1. He's been a great hitter so far this season. Here's the 1-0. Looks at strike 1. The 1-1. Chopper, Moats, gets it. Moats takes his time throwing over, and an absolute rocket to first base. 3 up, 3 down for Ridge Clark. We're going to the top of the 8th, getting some free baseball today. Still tied at 3, headed to the extras.
Bruins 3, Trailblazers 3.
Back for the top of the 8th. Matt Keener leading off. 0 for 3 with a walk. Quillen still on the mound. Got out of a jam last inning. Bruins need to hold runners here. Starts his inning with a strike. Down in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 from Quillen. In there for strike 2. Finds the upper end corner. The 1-2. Grounder to Crawford. Crawford gonna go quicker this time. Crawford gets that one in time. Keener really tried to beat out that throw. The play by Crawford gets him out at first. One down here in the top of the 8th. It's now Ben Sterrett. Was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. By batting average last season was the best hitter for this team. That one's in the dirt. For ball 1. Last inning for the Bruins defense started with 2 outs, but then got in a little bit of trouble. And that one's out for ball 2. The Bruins get 2 outs here. They're looking to close this one a little quicker this time. Here's the 2-0. Another outside pitch. Called for ball 3. Quillen might have to go back to old reliable with the off speed. That one's a fastball in the dirt. So Sterrett's going to head to first base on 4 straight balls. And now Rich Clark batting. Has had a couple great innings on the mound with his submarine pitching style. Can help himself out here. He reached last at bat on a single and then went to second on a throw. That's what let the Trailblazers tie the game up at 3. Sterrett's on first, 1 down. 1-0 count from Quillen to Rich Clark. Off speed in there for strike 1. In there for strike 2. Great fastball. Kind of surprised Clark, I think. Clark was sitting back on his back foot and didn't really move. Probably trying to be patient for the off-speed. Here's a 1-2 from Quillen. He delivers. Chopper to Quillen. Quillen goes 2, gets the lead runner. Can he get him at first? No, he can't. So gets the lead runner, 2 down. Sterrett's out at second. Rich Clark reaches on a fielder's choice. Brings up DJ Crocker. Actually, no. So pinch hitter for the Trailblazers looks to be Ryota Haga, starting catcher from yesterday. So now Clark is going to be replaced by a courtesy runner. That courtesy runner looks to be number 35, Avery Kaufman. Haga had a great day yesterday from behind the plate. Now put in a clutch position here on the offensive side. Kaufman at first base. And that pitch is in there for strike number 1 by Quillen. Hoping for a little less pressure to end this half inning in the top of the 7th. Checks back Kaufman. The 0-1. Hit to Johnson. Johnson gathers. Johnson throw to first. Gets him out. And we're headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. Bruins have a chance again. Kyle Prowse is going to start it off for the Bruins, and then to the top of the lineup we go with Zay Brandt and Angelo Gomez. It is still 3-3 headed to the bottom of the 8th. Back for more in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kyle Prouse leading off for the Bruins. Ryota Haga is now playing catcher for the Trailblazers. Ridge Clark still on the mound. First pitch to Prouse is in there for strike one on the outside edge. That one's hit. Gomersall makes the play. Gomersall takes it himself for out number one. One down. Brings up the top of the lineup of Zay Brandt. So one down.
For the Bruins, number 2, Isaiah Brandt.
Big moment for Brandt here. Hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Then was stranded on base. Brandt thought about swinging. Thought it was a little too high, but it's called for strike one. Brandt hits it out of play on the right side. And now Brandt has to battle with an 0-2 count. The 0-2 from Clark. Hits it high to center. Larkin's going back. Larkins, it's over his head. Zay Brandt's going to stop at 2. Big double for Zay Brandt. The scoring run, or the winning run in scoring position. That's the hit that Zay Brandt's been looking for. 180 feet away from a win. Gomez will be intentionally walked. So now 2 runners on, 1 down. Force out anywhere for the Trailblazers. Caden Kennedy looking to make his mark here on Bruin Nation early.
Number 14, Caden Kennedy.
The freshman put in a huge moment here in his first career start. A game time decision start at that. Here's the first pitch to Kennedy. Kennedy looks at it, goes by for strike one. One down. Brandt off of second. Gomez off of first. 0-1. Ridge Clark taking a long time. Ridge Clark steps off. Bruins dugout's more alive. No one's checking Brandt on second. He could take a longer lead if he wants to. Kennedy rips it. Oh, is this going to be a double play? This might be exactly what the Trailblazers need. And they got it. What a play by Scott Moats and what a pick by Gomersall. And it looks like Gomez is hurt on second. They were so close. The athletic trainer out to check on Gomez. We're going to head to the top of the 9th inning, still tied at 3. back. Top of the 9th inning, what was originally planning to be a 2-7 inning doubleheader. First one gets a couple of extra innings. Both defenses and pitchers have gotten out of jams, have left runners in scoring position, and we're still tied at 3. First pitch, Mannix gets it, birthday bounce, throwing over to first. That one's too high. And Keener gets on base. So it looked to be a routine play for an out, turns into a base runner for the Trailblazers. And now Larkin's up. Larkin's last at bat was almost a game ending, or at least go ahead, home run. But Zay Brandt caught it on the warning track. So after a brief pause, we're going again. Keener leading off first base. Quillen, that one's hit down the first base line into the Bruins bullpen, goes foul. I don't think Quillen originally signed up for this long of a relief. He's pitched great though. Stayed under control. Stayed calm in pressure situations. So no one count. That one's on the outer edge for strike 2. Quillen checks him back. Keeps Keener on first. Here's the 0-2. In the dirt, good block by Kirkpatrick. Keeps Keener at first, then. No damage done. 1-2 count. Quillen's still ahead. Here's the 1-2. Outside edge for strike 3. Gets Larkins looking for out number 1. Gomersall now up. Hit a single in his last at bat.
Number 22, Zach Gomersall.
Zach Gomersall has made himself known on this offensive side and especially the defensive side since coming in. A couple key plays over there on first base, a couple of them ending the innings. Keener's looking antsy over there. He does not go. And swung through by Gomersall for strike 1. Checks Keener back. Not quite in the strike zone. Ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. Quillen versus Gomersall. That one's in there for strike 2. Keener faked like he was running, but stays at first base. It's now a 1-2 count. Big moment here for Quillen on the mound. Breaking ball gets away from him. 2-2 count now. Two. Quillen delivers. Keener goes. Ball. That throw is away. Not even close by Kirkpatrick. Keener's going to try to take 3. No, he's going to stay at 2. That throw simply went off the hand wrong of Kirkpatrick. It's fortunate enough that Keener stayed at 2, and now it's a full count. So now a runner in scoring position with 1 down. The 3-2 from Quillen. Popped up. Out of play. So pressure stays for now. The 3-2 count again. Off speed. Gets past Gomersall. Big strikeout for Jason Quillen. 2 down now here in the top of the 9th inning. Carson Runk up. He hit a single in his last at-bat. He has 2 of them on the day. A single here might get the Trailblazers ahead. Quillen remains calm. Up in the center field, Sam Gonzalez coming in on it. Sam Gonzalez corrals it in for out number 3. Jason Quillen has been incredible today in relief. And we're headed to the bottom of the 9th inning for another chance for the Bruins to win this ballgame with just 1 single run. Evan Johnson leading off the bottom of the 9th inning for the Bruins.
Leading off for the Bruins, number 42, Evan Johnson.
A man with power that hasn't really got a chance to show it yet. Ridge Clark still on the mound. Johnson, grounder to Moats. Moats cannot corral it, so Johnson's going to get on. That's basically the first mistake I've seen at shortstop by Scott Moats. So now Johnson on first, Cody Kirkpatrick up now. Johnson is not the fastest runner, but he is in for, offensive purposes, obviously hitting, but defensive purposes at third base. Kirkpatrick's going to square to bunt. Kirkpatrick can't get it down. Bruins have struggled doing that today. This one has to get far enough away from the catcher so that Johnson can get to second. That's a perfect bunt right there. And Johnson's going to get the second. Great sack bunt by Cody Kirkpatrick. Great placement. That's exactly where you want it. Now the choice is,
Now batting for the Bruins,
will Morrison put in a pinch runner?
Gonzalez.
It looks like he's going to put in a pinch runner for Evan Johnson. Sam Gerhardt's going to come in to run for him. A little bit more speed. And also a player with some defensive skill. Evan Johnson did his job, did everything he can in this game to help the Bruins win. And now Sam Gonzalez has a chance to end it here. Sam Gerhardt, a freshman from Taylor, South Carolina. Sam Gonzalez is going to be intentionally walked. So that's going to bring up Mannix Crawford. And it sounds like the game time scratch, Conley Burke, is going to come in. The best hitter in Bruins baseball history has a chance to end it here with a walk-off.
Number 10, Conley Burke.
A .310 career average at the plate. He knows how to hit. He's facing off against Ridge Clark, 2 runners on, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Burke just has to get one. First pitch to Burke. Chopper. He's going to move the runners up, and he's going to be out at first base. So now we got 2 down. Elijah Medrano up for the Bruins. He has had quite the weekend so far. Has a chance to walk it off here, but they're going to intentionally walk him too. And that brings up Kyle Prouse.
Now batting for the Bruins, number 17, Kyle Prouse.
All Prouse has to do is get it past the infield and on the ground. First pitch to Prouse. He hits it. Will that get through? It will. And the Bruins are going to walk it off in game 1 today. Kyle Prouse wins it for the Bruins. 4-3. First win of the season.
Your final score, Bruins 4, Trailblazers 3.
And after a few innings of extra baseball, the Bruins get the win, and Coach Kyle Morrison's going to co-join them in right field with the celebration. First career win for Kyle Morrison as head coach. That one's going to be remembered for a very long time. And guess what? We got another game here today. After all of that, we got more baseball coming up. I think we got about 30 minutes before the second game starts. It was originally scheduled to start at 4 p.m., but obviously it's basically 4 p.m. right now. So we have 30 minutes before the next game, and we have at least 7 more innings of baseball to play. I really hope you come back and join us, because this has been an exciting day of baseball so far. My name is Trenton Goldsmith, signing off for now. I'll be right back, and I hope you join me.